Southern California is home to some of the best weather on the planet, and today is no different. With clear skies and temperatures in the upper 70s, it's a perfect day at the beach. But over 6,000 miles across the Pacific Ocean, a giant storm has formed off the coast of New Zealand. Its 80-mile-an-hour winds have whipped the ocean into a frenzy, creating giant waves and a powerful swell. And this swell is large enough to generate waves upwards of 40 feet high. These enormous waves are a nightmare to most, but for competitors at the Billabong Pro Surf Contest in Tahiti, their arrival is treated as a blessing. The pro surfers shred the giant walls of water with incredible skill.
That's the 40-footer.
Beyond Tahiti, the swell roars across the Pacific like a runaway freight train. Its destination, the coastline of Southern California. San Diego Lifeguard Sergeant Ed Harris has been tracking the storm since it began.
This is one of our rare big summer swells. You know, we don't often get big swells like this time of the year.
The swell will hit San Diego from the south and is predicted to create surf 10 times larger than normal for this time of year.
Been surfing here for about 35 years, and I don't think I've ever seen a summer swell quite this powerful and long interval, good swell.
The surfers welcome the conditions with open arms, but the lifeguards know that big surf means big danger. This is Wind and Sea, a San Diego hotspot that's notorious for consistent surf and rocky terrain. The lifeguards know that when the waves are this big, Wind and Sea draws a crowd, both in the water and on the beach. Sergeant Harris and his team of lifeguards have settled in and are watching the water for hazardous rip currents, surfers in trouble, or anything else suspicious.
All the guards here are seasoned. You know, they don't work Wind and Sea without being seasoned veterans.
John Maher is a professional surfer and a lifeguard.
We have a big swell, and it's creating quite a bit of dangerous surf. It makes for an exciting and fun work day, that's for sure.
As predicted, today's waves at Wind and Sea are topping out at 20 feet, and the lifeguards are on high alert, because with waves this strong, things can escalate rapidly.
3 Sam, we have a surfer trapped south of Wind and Sea at Pump House. Closest units make contact. Additional units stand by for further instructions.
A surfer is in danger near the rocks, and the lifeguards immediately dispatch resources.
The area that he was coming in, the waves are hitting right up against the rocks, so we didn't have an area that was safe for him to exit the water at.
Equipped with fins and a rescue buoy, lifeguard Brian Crane is first on scene.
Directly in front of me was a really rocky area. Set waves were washing up over on the rock and then coming up through the rocks. So it was just trying to figure out the best, most safe, effective route to get to them.
In high seas, the flat rocks are incredibly dangerous. Moss that is formed on the rocks is wet and slick as black ice. The surfer is in a hazardous location, but lifeguard Crane must enter the water to attempt a rescue.
I could tell he talked to me and said he was in a bad spot.
3 Sam to dispatch, 1 unit in water, 1 unit stand by for backup.
As I was going underneath the wave, pulling him, we were both getting pulled back. Never take the ocean for granted. It's so strong and powerful.
Lifeguard Crane and the surfer try desperately to make their way to safety, but there is no clear way out.
We were both tired at that point, and initially I thought it was just a 2-wave set. So it was just trying to figure out whether we should come in or go out.
With the difficulty of this rescue, additional lifeguards carefully monitor the situation and are prepared to leap in at any moment. With the intense waves, lifeguard Crane now realizes bringing the victim toward the shore is too dangerous. He must get out beyond the breaking waves. Sergeant Harris radios to a patrolling personal watercraft for backup. Lifeguard Terrence Sawtell was piloting Jet 1.
3 Sam to Jet 1. Need backup at Pump House. Copy, Jet 1 en route.
When we have the big swells, we like to patrol all of the La Jolla area to make sure, see if there's anybody who needs our help. And we were just sitting in the channel at Big Rock when they said that there was a rescue at Pump House, which is an area at Windansea. So we started driving towards Pump House and trying to see what we could do to help out.
As Jet 1 races toward Windansea, Lifeguard Crane has but a few moments before another set of large waves will pummel both he and the victim.
I kind of realized that there was a jet ski out there, and I could hear my other lifeguards yelling to me, telling me to go take him out. So that was going to be our best bet from there.
Lifeguard Sawtelle carefully maneuvers Jet 1 into the thundering surf.
So the challenge is trying to get inside far enough that we can get the victim and the rescuer onto the back of the sled while still avoiding the swells that are consistently coming in. Those sets that we were having were 8 to 10 wave sets at a time, and so there's really not much time to get in and get out, especially being in close proximity to the beach. It's difficult to take too much white water in there because you're getting pushed back the whole time. The other thing is the surfer, the victim, he was pretty highly fatigued. And so trying to get them to do anything on their own, getting themselves onto the back of the sled is very difficult. So those take seconds, and seconds in those situations are pretty critical.
Jet 1 brings Lifeguard Crane and the victim out of the dangers of Pump House and drops them near the sandy shore.
Jet 1 to 3 Sam, Pump House victim safely delivered to Windansea Beach. Please advise.
At last, after 20 agonizing minutes, Lifeguard Brian Crane and the trapped surfer are out of the water.
This was the most difficult rescue I've ever had. Just, the size of the waves, the things you have to take, into consideration, rocks, skis, personnel, entry points, how to get in, how to get out.
Safely back on dry land, surfer George Gavitt reunites with some concerned friends.
When I was up there, glad you made it. I saw you, I was like, that's just, you see what happened my board? I saw the whole, yeah, they got it. The guy grabbed it, it's in, yeah.
It was brutal. That's the scariest surfing experience of my life.
And you were like waving off like, no, no, no. And
that was the international call for help.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were good. I was like, oh man.